Hey guys, it's Gladys back here once again. Thank you for joining me. Today I'm going to be doing a reaction to Hooded Menace, Those Who Absorb the Night. This is a new band for me, as with most of these that I'm going to be doing throughout the length of my channel. I have never heard this band. I have done no research on them. I don't know anything about them. I have no idea what they're going to sound like. The only context that I have is that they are metal in some form. Metal and punk are my specialties. So, I'm interested in see what this is all about. This is going to be Hooded Menace, Those Who Absorb the Night. Let's react. Sabbath vibes. Alright, so I'm going to pause it just for a minute here. We're about a minute in, and I'm laughing so far just because I see the cobwebs. they've got cobwebs over everything. What a funny little detail. So I'm getting, I said it, and I'm not sure if you could hear my brief slip up of talking during the music, but I'm getting like Sabbath vibes. The actual guitar riff reminds me of like a slowed down Merciful Fate guitar riff, I would say. So far, this is pretty chill. This is like more doom than I expected it would be. Very moody, obviously, with like the blue light, the skull in the middle. Like it's doom and gloom all the way through. So far, this is good. I like this. The vocalist has got obviously the real deep growl type of. It's not like real low in the throat. It's more of like diaphragm, like deepness. So far this is good though. I'm interested to see where this goes. The cobwebs, I just like, they just make me laugh with that. All right, let's continue. All right, gonna pause it now again. We're about halfway through. So I love the colors. The music video for me is very cool. Obviously, there's a retro feel. It's like they're stuck in a time period for me of like the mid late 70s, early 80s. Like I said, a Sabbath, Merciful Fate type of vibe. The vocals, I'm getting like like influences from maybe like Entombed. It sounds just like a slowed down, doomier version of Entombed or Merciful Fate. Like I said, I'm just very, very focused in on those specific influences right now. That's why I keep repeating those. So far, this is for me like a little slower than I normally gravitate towards. I'm not too much into doom myself. They're fully committed to this vibe and this imagery, though. Like I said, these guys are covered in cobwebs. I love the saturation colors on the video. It's very cool so far to watch. That there's not too much going on. So for me, this isn't a terribly exciting track or video, but it is interesting. So let's continue and see where we go for the rest of this. All right. So, I liked it. So there's a comforting factor of like a similar beat throughout the entire song. It's almost like you get into the groove and it just kind of you absorb basically like the timestamp on it. Like, I don't know how to explain it properly. It's not coming out how I want to say it, but basically like once you realize that the song is going to keep the same pace the whole time, it allows you to ease into it a little bit easier than like trying to figure out where it's going to go. So once I got through the halfway point, I realized we're not going to speed that up. We're going to stay pretty much at that slow, steady march all the way through. It allowed me just to relax into the track a little bit more. But I appreciated, like I said, there's a full commitment to this sound from these guys. And what I mean by that is like they don't rush it. They don't try to overcomplicate this process, and they don't seem to be impatient with these riffs. They really, really let them play and drag out. There's only a couple of riffs throughout this song. I really, really enjoyed that last one. You guys probably saw me make a face, but these guys have good songwriting ability from what I can tell just from this one track. It sounds like a solid group. This is, again, not something I normally would gravitate towards. I prefer usually faster-paced, more aggressive music. But I dug every part of these guys. The bass had a killer sound. I really, really liked the tone of the bass. The guitars, like I said, some of those riffs were really, really cool. Even though there was only a couple of them, they really, really gave them time to sink in. And like I said, once you realize that this is the pace that it's going to keep, I kind of relaxed into it and enjoyed it more from pretty much the halfway point on. I like the vocals. Like I said, they reminded me of Entombed. I'm going to try, like, I get into a bad habit of saying, oh, this sounds like them, or that reminds me of them, or whatever, but I can't help, like, those impressions that pop up in my mind because I hear, certain influences or certain sounds, and it's a good thing for me that it pings off in my brain of, like, it sounds like this guy, or it sounds like this band, or whatever. So it's a good thing to hear influences in music, and also for me to be able to have a distinct image of these guys. So now watching this video, every time I listen to them, I'm going to get the image of them in my mind in this real moody light, and the cobwebs that looked like they just, came out of the crypts. It was well done, though. I really, really like this track, even though it's not my normal style or speed. Later on, when I get to suggesting music myself, you guys will see more of what I'm into. But I want to keep this channel open to any kind of suggestions. So this channel is going to live and die basically on you guys suggesting songs for me. So I would ask you, please, if you have any recommendations, go ahead. I may not get to every single song that people do, or I may have already heard it and be familiar with that artist or that track. So throw whatever you guys have at me. It doesn't have to be metal. That is, of course, what I'm most familiar with, that and punk music, hardcore, stuff like that. But I'm open to reacting to just about anything because I do actually listen to all types of music. So whatever you got, throw it at me, and I'll check it out. I'll put it on the list and get to it at some point. And later on, I will be suggesting music of my own for you guys to listen to. So in closing, that was Hooded Menace, Those Who Absorb the Night. I really like the track. I appreciate you guys hanging out with me and taking some time out of your day to find some new music. So thank you guys, and appreciate your time. I'll catch you guys on the next reaction. Take care.